Did you know that your usual breakfast might be slowly damaging your blood vessels? Yes, we're talking about the classic eggs and bacon. Fragrant, crispy, and hearty, the perfect start to the day at first glance. But behind that flavor, there could be a real inflammation lurking right on your plate. And now for something that should really raise some concerns. Studies show that combining eggs with bacon significantly increases inflammatory markers in the blood. Blood vessels lose their elasticity, leading to a higher risk of microthromby and sudden spikes in blood pressure. It's not just a hearty breakfast. It's a wake-up call for your heart, right from the start of the day. What you will learn next. Why bacon and eggs aren't the best way to start your day. How this combo affects your brain, liver, and blood vessels. What can you eat instead that is delicious, filling, and heart-healthy? Why is this important? Because breakfast is a signal for the body. Will it recover or break down? A single decision in the morning can determine whether you'll have a clear mind, stable energy levels, and good blood pressure, or whether you'll feel sluggish, foggy, and fatigued by lunchtime. So, let's start with bacon. Why has it become so popular? And why can it be the main hidden culprit on your plate? Honestly, do you also love that moment when the bacon starts sizzling in the pan? The aroma, the crunch, the delicious appearance, it's almost impossible to resist. However, this pleasure may be hiding a slow but steady threat to your blood vessels. Bacon is not just meat. This is a processed product that combines several risk factors. High sodium, salt content can lead to spikes in blood pressure. Nitrites are additives that can turn into carcinogens when cooked at high temperatures. Saturated fats increase inflammation in blood vessels. And here's what's particularly concerning. It's in the morning, when the body isn't fully awake yet, that such a combination puts a shocking strain on the heart and blood vessels. What happens in the body after such a breakfast? Blood pressure and blood sugar levels spike sharply. Blood becomes thicker. Blood vessels constrict. The level of C-reactive protein, CRP, a marker of inflammation, rises. If bacon is a regular feature on your plate, it can lead to chronic inflammation and an increased risk of cardiovascular diseases. But what if you have it in moderation, you might ask? But even 23 slices a week can be too much, especially if you're over 60. The body doesn't recover from overloads as quickly as it used to. What may seem like harmless fun can actually be a trigger for serious issues. Now, let's take a look at the other half of this dangerous duo. Eggs. Don't rush to conclusions. Eggs aren't the enemy, but it all depends on what you eat them with and how you prepare them. Listen carefully. Eggs are good for you, right? It has always been said, a source of protein, vitamins, keeps you feeling full for a long time. And this is indeed true, but only under certain conditions. When are eggs beneficial? When they are boiled or steamed, especially when paired with vegetables or whole grains, and when you're not eating them on an entirely empty stomach. In this form, they provide the body with choline, B vitamins, selenium, and lecithin, all the essentials for the brain and nervous system. But here's the problem. Once you fry eggs in oil, especially if there's bacon nearby, everything changes. You trigger an inflammatory cascade in your body. Cholesterol in the yolk oxidizes, and fats in contact with the egg white turn into toxic compounds. The blood thickens, the blood vessels become stiffer, and all of this does not just lead to a feeling of heaviness. Regarding the actual increase in the risk of atherosclerosis, blood pressure spikes, and plaque formation in blood vessels. How many eggs can you safely eat? Most studies agree, no more than 1 egg a day. But if you're having it without bacon or butter and paired with greens or vegetables, that's a whole different story. What if I love eggs for breakfast every day? Yes, that's totally doable. Just fry them without oil in a non-stick pan or bake them. Pair it with vegetables, a slice of avocado, herbs, or a piece of whole grain toast. Then it won't be a dangerous duo, but a healthy ritual. Now, let's imagine what happens inside our blood vessels when that classic champion's breakfast of bacon and fried eggs enters the body. Believe me, it's not just a feeling of heaviness in the stomach. This is an internal alarm signal. What happens in the body 30 minutes after having a breakfast of eggs and bacon? First, a surge of energy. You can feel it. What a boost! And then there's an internal fire that you might not even be aware of. What's happening inside during this time? Blood sugar and fat levels spike dramatically, and the liver starts working overtime to process fats and toxins. Blood vessels constrict, losing their elasticity. C-reactive protein, the main marker of inflammation, increases in the blood. Such a breakfast is a threat to the body, which it must respond to. How does this affect the brain and the heart? The brain receives less oxygen, leading to drowsiness and sluggishness. The heart works under strain, beating at an increased pace. Blood thickens, increasing the risk of clot formation. Blood pressure can spike within just 12 hours. This is especially dangerous for people over 50, whose blood vessels are already losing their elasticity, and their hearts are under strain. I've been eating like this for years, and I seem to be fine? Maybe, yes. But the point is that chronic inflammation doesn't announce itself. It builds up over time, like sediment, like rust in the pipes, and then a sudden heart attack, stroke, or that constant fatigue that can no longer be simply attributed to age. But there's good news. The body has a remarkable ability to heal itself. Simply swapping out this type of breakfast a few times a week can start to lower inflammation levels. The condition of your blood vessels will improve, your blood pressure will stabilize, and your energy will feel cleaner. Now, for the interesting part. What can you replace eggs and bacon with that's tasty, filling, and heart-healthy? Worried that breakfast will become a boring routine without eggs and bacon? Not at all. You can enjoy a delicious and hearty breakfast while also supporting your heart and blood vessels, rather than harming them first thing in the morning. Here are a few tasty and simple options. Option 1. Eggs plus vegetables, but no frying. This breakfast is filling, light, and leaves no heavy feeling. Most importantly, it doesn't trigger inflammation or raise blood pressure. Option 2. Oatmeal with nuts and berries. Oatmeal made with water or plant-based milk, 1 teaspoon of flax seeds, a handful of blueberries, and a couple of walnuts. This combination nourishes the brain, stabilizes blood sugar levels, protects blood vessels, and provides lasting energy. Option 3. Protein smoothie. Unusual, but delicious. It's filling, aids digestion, and gives you an energy boost without a hint of bacon. So, if you want to maintain the health of your vessels, heart, and brain, remember one simple thing. Breakfast is not just a meal. This is the starting point for the entire body. Eggs and bacon are not just a hearty breakfast. This is an inflammation trigger that overloads the liver, thickens the blood, and raises blood pressure. As we age, such breakfasts can quietly contribute to chronic fatigue, fluctuations in blood pressure, and vascular issues. Instead, choose a breakfast that works for you, not against you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share in the comments what you usually have for breakfast, and subscribe for more simple solutions for a healthy lifestyle ahead.